Whoop. Da, da, da. Ooh, look at that. Seems good. So, how are you guys doing? I know it's been a while since I last streamed. A little sorry for that. I've been having a little bit of complications. Really, really bad complications, actually. I feel like my insides are currently being torn apart, but hey. Realistically, it's a, me problem. You guys can pretty much ignore it. Though I do feel like shit. I'm currently just testing how, how things feel. Because I don't really do any preliminary testing how frame rate would be. I don't even know how to turn off the sound for this. Also, what is my... I should have that low. Check, that's that. I don't even know why I decided to do that. Or, what the fuck was I doing? So, maybe I was high, but, who knows? Because generally this looks like a high person made it. Ooh, yeah, I forgot those have bigger stack numbers. Oh, there we go. Hold a lot of useless shit. And looks like we have a light farm, so not totally incompetent. Why are those fish doing? Yeah, but I'm not the most incompetent person, it seems. What should we do today? I think, personally, we should go get some wood. Because, A, we don't have a house. B, we don't have sustainable food. And C, bonus option, wood's just useful. There is a lot of leaf litter. Whatever, Even though I don't really like it being everywhere, it's kind of realistic. Yeah, it was this, or I go play on my Bedrock realm, and I'm just alone in legit anything. Making friends is hard. What? Why are those... Did I accidentally right-click? Well, whoops, first off, and kind of embarrassing, but yeah, I'll have to live with it. Maybe I should do water mining. Seems like the safest thing I could do, honestly. I mean, comparing everything else, it just seems pretty safe. I don't know, this hardcore world will not last that long. Before I forget... I thought you could just... Oh, right, it's F. Still getting used to stuff. But anyway, we got wood. We can now make what we need, which I wanted to make some basic fences. Because I feel like fences are going to be the more important item here. I'll also make a fence gate. Now, getting sustainable food is definitely my #1 priority at the moment. Sadly, I think we have to go for cows. I would go for pigs, because they're, like, really easy to get lots of. But we don't got... I don't think we have carrots or potatoes. I think. It looks like we only have wheat over there, so... We'll work with what we got. I saw a cow over there. But sheep might be more useful for beds. I don't know. Just trying to think of this logically, you know? Why did you... Okay, I don't get why you placed like that, but there you go. We got a whole area. Let's get this piece of wheat. I need to turn my own personal volume down a little bit. It's kind of loud. Now let's get some cows, people. We only have a piece of wheat. Okay. Thought there was a cow over here. I don't think we went far enough to, you know, get it despawned, but I guess we did. Thank you for the egg. Is there seriously no cows? Ooh, another egg. I do like collecting eggs. I could do stuff with eggs. I think... Actually, I could test that theory. You! Oh, yeah, you do that. I bet with a simple hopper I could hook something up. I do not have for a hopper. Ooh, it's pretty bad. Huh. Wow. You know, I think the audio on your end is quieter. I don't know. I'm not good at managing stuff. Why are those guys synchronized? Yeah, I'm not good at managing stuff. Oh, is that the cow? If that's the cow, we need to get that ASAP. Nope, that's a fucking horse. Well, let's get to building. I think a 5x5 will work for starting. I almost did 4x5. That would be pretty stupid. Oh well. I don't expect to get far in this world. I'm not doing this for any, like, overall project or anything. It just... I need to stream something every Saturday. Even if the stream started at 11 on Saturday, it'll work. Oh, smart. So I'm just doing what I think would, you know, work for me. Something I always wanted to try is make a hardcore, like, little mini Let's Play. But to be honest, it's probably just go on, like, VODs. Because I don't want to make this a series. As much as people enjoy watching hardcore series, it's just not for me, you know? I just kind of want to enjoy myself. 100 Days just seems more like a dead topic, I guess. Like, I've seen so many 100 Days videos that it's honestly kind of a bore. We lost one. Yeah, come back. You three. Follow me. I don't know any differences in this version. Since I'm just playing vanilla Minecraft and I don't have Optifine on or anything. Can we make it there in time? What do you guys think? What's that horse doing? Hurry up, little guys. I will feed one of you for now. But I don't want it to hit nighttime because then we're kind of fucked, you know? Can I... Duh, no, I can't. Why the hell do I have so much bamboo then? past me is pretty stupid. Also, why did I feed my wheat right there? Whatever. I'm like, because I can't really leave this area. I know those guys will guarantee despawn. So I'm just gonna start clearing grass in the area. I know I could probably use a bucket for it, but it's... yeah, I'm just not doing that, you know? But while I'm thinking of it, good uses for a bundle. I'm thinking flowers. Yeah, flowers would be a good use for a bundle. There's a horse over there. Won't get too far out of the range of the cows, and we could just go... yeah. Good, I go walk over here and get this guy too. I don't know, I hope, because, I mean, I've been seeing this guy all the way across, and I went further. What the fuck did that do? It's like the world was pissed I just killed horses. I don't know why. It's just horses, you know, but... damn, the lag was bad. Stone? Well, I was hoping I'd get more leather, but... I totally did not. But hey, wheat, still not grown. I wonder, could flowers be put and made into bone meal? Oh, they can. Well, there's a really good use for them. Bone meal. And seeds, I do have a lot of seeds, but I do need those to get more wheat. Early game food is pretty important, I think. It's definitely one of the things I try to get first before anything at all. I don't know, I played a lot of hard mode. And hard mode teaches me that hunger kills. And the one thing I've learned about hard mode is how many times I can die. I'm not good at MLGing, I'm not good at Elytra stuff. I'm pretty shit all around the board. The one thing I can even say I'm remotely good at is understanding I'm horrible. Like, really bad. Like, Jesus Christ, I'm bad. I've died to almost everything in this game so many times that I don't even want to remember it. I just want to move slots, man. Dandelion? Oh, that's... oh, I only needed 2, actually. Oh, well. Perfect. Now we can actually just feed all of them. Yo, come here. Well, now they're trying to despawn, which main goal, but we also got little babies. You know, I was recently listening to the guy who makes specific music. Dumbest music I've ever heard, but it's really catchy. Something about an evil fucking wizard. Evil fucking wizard or something like that. But I find it actually really enjoyable to just listen to. I don't know why, but something about how they go on about how they use words. They purposely try to sound really catchy. I don't know, it's hard to find people who really go with your vibe. I have struggle finding anyone who goes with my vibe because I am chronically lonely. Hey, one day, am I right? But until then, lonely. Oh, is it this one? Waiting for the sound. There it is. Yeah, in exchange... Oh, wait, yeah, there it is. You, thanks for the egg. You made me walk for it, you don't get any. Well, it looks like food production is going to be stable soon. I was pretty worried about that, because food is definitely the most run-killing thing I could think of other than creepers. You know how it is. Also, I probably stop being an idiot, re-equip that. I just don't like using a shield. I mean, I don't like even wearing armor, but I kind of have to. Not be an idiot. I'm gonna actually save my wheat. Put it in the main chest with yeah. It's full. Also put some of our bamboo in here, because, Jesus, we don't need this much bamboo. It'd be great fuel, but we don't need it. What else could I do? Yeah, I went in here to put my wheat away. I'm pretty forgetful, if I'm being honest. Also, do I have cobblestone? No. So we got somewhat of a half-built house. No cobblestone, no bitches. No nothing. Yeah, we seem pretty fucked. No, maybe this ravine would make a good house. Nice basic structure. A lot would have to be cleared, but... the front half of this ravine looks pretty good. I don't know about you, but I like it. I really like it. Okay, there's just a huge cavern under here, too. Keep down here for just some basic cobblestone. I can never decide on something. I don't know what, but this has always annoyed me, but... I could never decide if I want... toggle for stuff. Well, that won't fix the problem. Yeah, I can never decide if I want to use toggle. Okay, we're gonna play it a little bit safe. Yeah, there we go. But I can never decide if I want toggle or if I prefer just to, have optional, like where you just crouch, you have to hold it. I can never decide which one's better. I don't know why, but because I always prefer the other option. Which is to just, hold. But I feel like in a hardcore situation, you don't want that. You really don't want that. You should be able just to use it really freely. Also, we're gonna take this and use this pickaxe. This game is really peaceful. I don't know why people always think you need to do such big challenges. I get you need it for views, but... sometimes you can just enjoy, like, the little joys. You don't have to do an overly complex plan every day. Eventually you'll get boring. And, I don't know. Maybe it is just me who thinks that. Because I do play the game in a unique way. From what I've been told, it is very slow. Like, it's so slow, in fact, I've been called out on it several times. Because most people go a lot faster than me. My brother, for example, day 350, he's building such industrial, like, tech. And he goes so fast, because he beats the game in under 100 days. Easily. And I just don't get why. You know you're going to get bored faster if you go super fast, and he's also PvP focused. He doesn't really care, honestly, about anything else other than PvP, and I don't get it. Oh, I used all my wood. I've got to get a bit more than cows. Because he's PvP focused, and he often insults things I like. We do not get along, if you can't tell. I want to get along with him, though. I really like helping people. Yet, every time I do try to help people, I just feel like they don't care. I'm a fucking moron. I could have totally used the bamboo to make sticks, but I am here mining a tree. Bro, those guys were just watching me. Menacingly. I didn't even notice them. Huh. Weird. Dude, to me, those guys just appeared out of nowhere. You know, I just want to make some sticks, and I want to make some torches. I want to go light up this ravine over here because I actually had a cool house idea. This is going to be my small top side. Over here is going to be my really cool house. Some might say it's stupid living in a ravine, but I'm going to light this ravine up like, well, I don't have a frame of reference or a cool word I could say. I'm just going to light this thing up so fucking brightly that nothing could spawn. Sorry, music, I just need to focus up a little bit. Surprised no mobs spawned down here to begin with, actually. God, did I struggle with this in Parkour Civilization? I could lose a little bit of health to make things safe. So this is the deadly part of the cave. This is the cavern part. We'll just make sure the parts that could affect me are lit. Wow, I thought I saw something over there. Okay, so that's been all the parts that could actually affect me. I'll put a block there for good measure, but yeah, not really much could affect me over here. It's like, ooh, spooky area. Oh, see, that could affect me, though. Ooh, that could, too. Yeah. Read it and weep, buddy. Oh, they're over here. Well, I'd be an idiot not to go light up this area first. Uh-huh. Just making sure it doesn't affect me, you know? Yeah. You're not coming over here. So we got the main areas that could actually just straight up kill me. Which is what I was worried about, honestly. Little zombie jump scare, but it's ignorable at worst. Or, sorry, it's heart rate intensing at worst. Easily avoidable at best. And a creeper killed it, so... not like anything bad actually happened. Yeah, I will probably cover up this ravine too. Because it just seems like the easier thing to do. Now, this might be a waste of torches. And it probably is, actually. But it's the point, you know? Safety comes at a cost. A pretty big cost, honestly. And ignoring small, minor things like a torch not there, torch not somewhere else, could be the death of me. So, better safe than sorry. I mean, because we don't need torches everywhere. We just need them in enough places. Enough locations to be considered safe. These little ridges, I've been told, are death traps if you don't light them up. Oh, there's another danger section here, too. Well, let's check these. Is that the first one? I wouldn't have thought that. This could be risky. Oh, nothing can even get up here anyway. Pointless then. We got this place covered. So we gotta be careful, because that skeleton walked out on us. He would have been potentially killed. Potentially. Not actually, but it could have been a close call if we weren't, you know, paying attention. I guess it's all about perspective, you know? 'Cause, I mean, I could spend hours here lighting this up to perfection. Like, the bottom right side still needs a bit of work. Some areas over here. One in particular. That one needs work. And it's really the only danger spot left here. Only place where legit anything could probably come to kill me. It seems a big chunk of it also has normal light. Could be a good entrance. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, this would be a good spot. Nice little like, actual crevice here that's not dangerous for some reason. I actually expected more mob spawns. Like, I'm only gonna stream for an hour today, but I did expect more mob spawns here. It's actually not that many. I hear my cat meowing so sadly. Poor little girl, but old. But she has food. She has water. She's just picky. Cute, but very, very picky. Oh, it's upsetting to hear her meow like that, though. It's really sad. I think most of the time, though, she just wants love. I wish I could help her more, you know? But she just never really listens. Call her to do something actually important. I really want to get rid of those raid people. I swear I had enough string for a fishing rod, but why the fuck did I spend all my string on this thing? It's pointless. And those guys are slowly getting closer. I need to go over there. What the fuck? Oi. Shit for brains. Are you, gonna... Yeah. I hope I'm just slowly coaxing this guy. Also, why does my shield have so much damage? Whoa. Is that you? Oh, oh, Bad Omen 3. Well, we got an ominous banner. You know, it's a nice trophy. Now, it looks like our food supply's actually, matured, I guess you could say. You know, I always thought of Minecraft animal breeding over there, kind of like a slow but steady exponential function. Because eventually you have so much that you can't breed them all, and it's, you know, it's like infinitely growing. As long as you have the correct materials, you could theoretically have infinite cows, infinite sheep, infinite pigs, infinite whatever, you know, you have. And if you had even more materials, which possibility, you know, you could have more than just, you know, your little infinite thing. You could also infinitely grow the kids. And it would just be, you know, kind of like a feedback loop. Pretty good feedback loop, too. Also, ow. Oh, so much better. You know when you just get, like, those really horrible itches? Just what I got. I get that quite often, though. Yes, yes, I would like the shovel. And yes, I would like more torches. Because technically I still have one area left. Down here. I mean, I saw it in passing, but... better safe than sorry. Also put a torch over here. This thing definitely doesn't need more torches, but hey. Better safe than sorry. Whoop, I totally missed that jump. Yeah, if only I had feather falling. Well, we're actually going to dig a bit into this, just so you know. Yeah, yeah. It's a pretty safe place. There's no outlet to other areas. There's a bat nearby, but it's not really much of a concern, more of just an observation. Yeah. Oh, it's closer this way. Oh well. This area was technically a non-threat. There's no way a mob could even possibly be in it, but... You know, I just had to double check, I guess. Now, there's definitely more lights than ever needed. Is my screen slightly fogging up when I get over here? I don't know, I just noticed that. Okay, I gotta stop doing that. Jesus Christ, that regeneration is fucking insane. You know, I never really observed Java regeneration before, but it's fucking cracked. God, if I could regenerate like that on Bedrock, like 50% of my deaths would have been null and void. But I am a Bedrock player at heart, so... This is why I gotta be careful, because there's areas like this, which won't theoretically spawn mobs, but... Because there's like a low like in there, and it has to have like 0 to spawn, I think. Light levels fluctuate. Check. Over there, can use a bit more. Here's also sealed in, so it really shows that my lighting is a little extreme. My lighting is very extreme, actually. Jesus. But if extreme means safe, then, you know, it is what it is. Now we need dirt. Preferably dirt nearby. Maybe dirt over there. Because if we stay nearby, our cows will grow up more. That's pretty important. Chickens here have been also here pretty long. Egg counts are through the roof. You know, I know something that we do, which I noticed like a year or two ago, but whenever we break blocks, we always, you know, compare it in our heads to, you know, music that's playing. So I think I'm breaking blocks to the music, but I'm not. Is this just a death trap under me? I'll put some torches here. I'm kind of mining stuff, so gotta be careful. Could have just been like a creeper in this hole and I could have fucking died. You know, the first thing I actually hear, I'm gonna adjust, but the first thing I noticed about Java, which really weirded me out, is how you use the shield. And that sounds like a weird thing to state. I mean, why would you be weirded out by the shield? It's just a shield. Bedrock shields and, like, Java shields, fundamentally different principles. See, I was used to, like, Pocket Edition shielding. So, when I first was in Java, I tried crouching to pull up a shield. Thinking like, oh yeah, I could just crouch and a shield would pull up. It didn't. You should have seen how, like, devastated I was that crouching did not pull up shields. Because that's what I'm used to. You know, taking a shield, crouching. So, just seeing it changed really threw me off, I guess. As a guy who spent years just using different methods, it was really hard to adjust. Or at least I would have said that if I can't, you know, adjust fast, but I adjust really fast. There's potential risk. Well, I guess I won't actually know if it's potential risk until I take the risk. Let's get this area covered first. Also, to the guy, Noel plays Minecraft, was here when I finished the broken script. Curse you. He said something about banning. Yeah, and I got banned. Now, I always liked building terrain in Minecraft. I'm not really the best at it, but I could do something with it. Just get the quick materials. Oh, holy shit. Stupid fucking rain. I couldn't even tell it was turning night because of stupid ass rain. Oh. They're gone. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I really hate rain. Rain is just so annoying. And it blocks up views, it's kind of interrupting. Honestly, if I could get rid of it, I probably would. But, rain makes it more realistic, I guess. What was all the loud music today? Like, for hours, we did not get anything loud. All of a sudden, we got, like, the loudest ass version of the soundtrack. You know, some might call this stupid, but you know how it is. This is also weird to me, by the way. What, like, bridging like this? It's weird. It's weird I can't bridge normally. I tried doing it again. It's still fucking with me. Oh well. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about it, you know? But hey, this is progress, you know? Whatever progress looks like. Yeah, it's definitely this. And plus, this is only a rough model. See, that looks like it was clearly man-made. You can tell because all these corners have like little block divots. Some of them are fine. You could keep some. Makes it look better if you keep a little bit of the block ridges that you make. So that drop would totally kill me, by the way, but you know, just how it is. Just basic dirt building, you know? I'm like really focused. I built a little dirt hill, which looks kind of good. Yeah, because I'm not going for photorealism. I'm going for more like Minecraft. Not that high of a standard to hit, honestly, but it's a bit higher than some other standards. Are the 1-bit, 2-bit, 3-bit, 4-bit, whatever bits. Higher than 8-bit. I don't know what type of bit system we're on here. I think we're on 16. Yeah, these are 16 by 16 by 16. I don't know. I might try making my own textures eventually, but I'm not really good at anything. You know, art-wise, I'm not the best. Or maybe I'm just not confident enough, but either or. Just how it is. Maybe I decided to make a little bit of a mini project today, though. Yeah, I prefer it like that. You know, actually, since I started playing, my chest has stopped hurting. I think this was the right call. I just feel better, I guess. Just doing something I actually said I was going to do makes me just function better. Like saying, you did your part of your goals. Good job. Now you get to feel slightly better. You don't have to be in pain. I'm really hoping this is enough dirt. Because I'm having genuine fun right now, and I don't really want it to stop. I don't have fun much anymore. To feel the fucking loud shits outside. Fucking people. If you're wondering, 4th of July is in full effect right now, and it's not even fucking July, I think. What day is it? Yeah, it's not July. But yet, I could just hear them. Shooting off fireworks already. At least right at prime sleeping hours during normal time. Because, like, I have a pretty good schedule. I don't have a normal good schedule when I want to do stuff I like, but when I have just, you know, nothing to do, I have a fantastic schedule. I sleep for 9 hours a day. I get up, I clean stuff, I actually do chores around my house. I like helping people, and sometimes I just like helping my parents. The ones who actually, you know, accept it. Yeah, I like to help certain people, I guess. Some people I won't help. Some certain assholes I won't help. I don't know. You know, it's just my little rant about helping people. I like doing it, but I like doing it in moderation. If I help too many people, I get depressed. So I gotta control how many people I help, how many I don't help. It's like a whole system. I went through the whole cycle of like, oh, I shouldn't help anyone. Like the angsty teen phase. You don't want to be in the angsty teen phase, honestly. I have learned the Derpy and Otso way. Which, if you don't know who that is, totally fair thing to not know. You know, most people don't know who Derpy and Otso is. Or are. Like, there's still a show going on with them. They still have their show. Late Night with Otso. Season 3's in the works of Derpy and Otso. They got like a whole ass series, and, you know. They have merch. They're pretty marketable, actually, but it's just something not many people know about, I guess. I know about it, though. I've been a long-term fan for like 3-4 years. Not actually long-term enough. I've rewatched the series at least 2 times. So I assume I could be called a long-term fan. If I can't be called a long-term fan, though, that's pretty sad. I've been watching the guy who started Derpy and Oto for longer than Derpy and Oto. Or, you know, the guy who kind of inspired it. Goddamn Brian. Brian is a menace. But he is a good guy at heart, and we can't blame him for that. He might be kind of a douchebag, but he's inspired a lot of great things to come out the works. Like FNAC Remastered, that's a great example. Or John's Afton Tales, technically an unrelated connection, but the connection nevertheless. And a really good connection, actually. To be honest, Afton Tales is actually one of the better things that offshooted off of that. All became one thing because just disputes among the role-playing community. John, you may have been accused a long time ago, but it's been 5 years. I think it's fine to like you again. Even after what you did was very bad. People learn. People learn. And it's stupid to think people don't learn. People can change. People always change. That's the cool thing about being a human. Things always change. As planned. Man, I lit this thing up pretty well if it's no mobs. There's one point that probably needs to be lit up a bit more. It's not really anything above us, so that's good. Yeah, really, it's just down here who's darker. Everywhere else seems lit up enough to be stable. I'm thinking that layer. Yeah, around this layer, I'm gonna start my basic building. Might want to pass up there, though. One more. Bit. 2 more blocks. Torch. So this could be my basic building structure. This was, you know, the whole thing that we were going to start planning out today. This also gets us to the one place that actually needed lighting. Oh, can't touch there then. So this is the basic starting formula, I guess you could say, for what we're going to build. It's more like just the example. We need some logs for it. We need a lot of logs, maybe just a few. Actually something I'd use for our, you know, specific project, but just enough, you know? Cobblestone could also be used as a base, I guess you could say. For an upper version. Yeah, we'll think about it, you know? Logs. Actually, this one probably won't need logs. It's small enough to be kind of its own little plank of wood. Yeah, it's small enough. For now, we're gonna keep this Small area open. And, yeah. Started my building. Probably gonna end stream soon. I said we weren't gonna be going for too long. Uh-huh. I swear I had activator rails, but who knows? Oh, I gotta go through the whole thing? Oh no, those are detector rails. Oh, those are activator rails. I was learning some ancient knowledge of how the hell to use a bundle. I wonder if I did this. Up pretty easily. Okay, now these are just stuck in pits. If I did, do I have that? Yeah, I don't know how that works. Just trying so hard. I don't get how it works, but it confuses me so much. But it is so entertaining. Look at that, they just trade spaces. See, I think that's cooler, honestly. What's that? That's a horse. Fucking blind, I guess. So here's the final plans we're doing for today. I think real quickly, because I'm an idiot and I forgot to craft this, we're going to craft a hoe. We're going to harvest all this wheat because food supply is finally starting to go up. Hunger is going to be gone very soon. And it really won't be a non-issue. We're going to feed the cows one last time. We're going to make some bread with spare wheat. And we're going to expand the farms. And then we're going to end stream. Sounds like a pretty easy game plan. Should take not more than 1 day night cycle. Or 10 minutes. Because we sleep. God, if I did this at night, then I'm a fucking insane person. But I'm also the same person who played Bedrock Hardcore with, like, no armor. What really is insane. I'll talk about a series I used to watch, though. Maybe it'll provide some entertainment for you folks, but I used to watch something called FNAF UCN. Why? Oh, right, I have a shield. It was something really stupid. Like, FNAF UCN, if I had to consider stupid a stupidity level, It was the most confusing series I have ever watched. To this day. And I still don't get what was going on. It was so confusing that I just don't remember really what happens most of the time in there. So I think most people were voice acted by the same person. Like, for a while, some people didn't even have voice acting. They just used Minecraft signs. You can really see why it'd be so confusing. I think they're on season 3 right now, too. But the season 2 is really where things started to get really confusing for me. 'Cause I'll be honest, I had no reference for what was going on by then. It was also the season where time travel is like the main thing, though. So you guys see why it's pretty confusing. Time travel is always going to be a hard subject, no matter how you frame it. And 90% of the time, confusion's going to happen. Unless you're someone like Derpy and Oza who explain it really well. But that series is like top-notch quality. It's really hard to compare anything else to it other than something like Pretty Depressed Productions, which also another really high-tier series. So, yeah, you can't really get any more high-tier than those series, but you know, you also got like Cinnamon Films or whatever the frick his channel's called, who does like those really good FNAF roleplays. I think they used to be really shit. But it's the one everyone remembers, so, you know. It's the one that's always talked about and rewatched. Not like any of the actual classics, which... God bless her soul. Yeah. Nice having such a lovely chat. Fucking hate those people who just put in spam messages. It's like I'm trying to have like a really good conversation and then just interrupt me if I see it. Because I mean, I was on a roll there. You saw me going off about, you know, how people don't even remember like the actual like really classic ones of FNAF roleplays, which, to be fair, they are worse. I don't blame them for not remembering it, but those FNAF roleplays I actually have watched so much of, they have been ingrained into my memory. I remember the clonage. So many clones. Honestly, probably... Honestly, too many clones, if I had to be honest. It was just straight up so confusing at some points, but there's definitions of true insanity in those. Anyone who has seen original FNAF roleplays, specifically the Minecraft Five Nights at Freddy's / Oddities roleplay, if you're familiar with the new term for it, channel, that is my version of insanity. It is pretty fucking insane if you know the lore. Like, not even a joke. It's so hard to follow that singular series. I remember, like, I don't know how long ago, but a while ago, I did like a full-on rewatch of all episodes that weren't too cringe. Because, you know, you gotta get all the good episodes, but not get all the bad episodes. Because there's just some episodes that are just generally shit. Some that are just so bad that they weren't worth the rewatch. And you kind of see that in old Minecraft roleplays. They ran out of ideas so quick back then. Like, Jesus, compared to nowadays, those ones ran out of ideas so quickly. Like, Minecraft Five Nights at Freddy's, holy shit, dude. Just describing their adventures sounds like you fucking took meth. They are definitely a fever dream. Not even the good kind. It's like the bad kind. I mean, I could sit there for hours talking about this, that, oh, realistic hands, cool. I could do that for hours, if I'm being honest. It's actually a little concerning how much I know about the lore, but... well, what are you gonna do, you know? When you know about the lore, you just know. When you're under how many fucking series Funtime Freddy is in, just the sheer ridiculous amount, you know, you stop questioning things as much. Because holy, do you know what series that guy's actually in? Through some either weird method, interdimensional suit, or some other weird method. It's generally fucking creepy how putting on a Funtime Freddy suit in this canonical universe will make you a chicken-loved freak. I mean that in the nicest way possible, too. So, I mean, then again, anyone who eats chicken that much is just a bomb waiting to explode. But the guy who voices him clearly loves what he's doing, so good on them. Otherwise, I don't want to hear that voice ever again. I think the voice done in a formal setting does it good. But if it's done in the way of Funtime Freddy, Jesus Christ. How much chicken can you eat, man? Just how much? How much things can you kill till it just isn't anymore? Because I don't know. I think that's what scares me. Because I don't know why the fuck it happens, why they still do it. They just kind of do. So I know I'm doing more than the stream goals. I got distracted by talking. Yeah, I just kind of wanted a better place to log off in, you know? Right. Just got on instant. There we go. Actually, that means I can keep one there. I am thinking of doing, maybe, if people wanted it one day, an analysis of the FNAFers, because that is complicated shit there. I have not found an analysis of it yet, so it's free ground, but it's surprisingly complex to explain. So first you gotta explain all the main characters, which in itself is like a fucking loophole. Because you can't explain all the main characters. It's just fucking insane. To explain every character from Urza to Brian to John to Davis to let me think of more characters, to Dylan, to Colin, to even all the series that don't even have their playlist available anymore, to Bonnie, to Freddy, to Derpy, to Otso. Then you gotta explain all the side characters, or what do you consider the good side characters. Yeah, show some of the iconic stuff. specifically, like Lefty. It's a good one. Lefty Molten. Great team up. You know, explain their like really important uses on the story. Which is the point of explaining the most important side characters. And give a few honorable mentions here or there. You know? Basic stuff, basic stuff. One more thing, which would be important to do, though, is part 3. Which is going to be, controversial characters. Which would be characters that, like Derpy and Otso. Because how the hell do they fit into this? They are not technically canon to the FNAFverse fully. They weren't born in that universe. Which I just label it basic interdimensional characters, if I had to be honest. What else are you supposed to call an area that's kind of a gray zone? Seriously, what are you supposed to call it? I mean, you look too deep into it and you start seeing the void. And if it's a white void, you're pretty safe. But if it's a black void, it's a destroyed universe. White void could also mean canceled universe, though, so be kind of careful. I know a lot about the FNAFverse, and it's a scary amount of information. I don't know, I'd have to release the video in 5 parts, because part 4 would have to be explaining the portal. And it's kinda works. It's concerning, very concerning quirks. Because that portal's fucked up, man. It's like, okay, it's like the cruelest joke you can even think of. While it might be a portal, it certainly is a jerk. It's ruined more lives than you could even think of. Brian? Oh, he just, you know, he let his greed consume him and he kept blaming all his problems on the portal. 3 already grew, Jesus Christ. Dylan? Which is ironic because my name's also Dylan, but... Oh, don't worry, he just turned his body into a legit void. You know, it's a little sad how most of the time anyone who touches the portal loses everything valuable to them and becomes a demented psychopath in some way or form. Because the FNAFverse is shit. Anyone who owned a building there gets a tragic fate. Dylan somehow made it out barely. Brian lost all his friends, family, and anyone who cared for him except for his parents and his adopted son. He barely made that out, by the way. Dylan, he almost died to a fucking parasite in his brain. Jake, he got possessed for an entire year, broke his arm, and got struck by lightning. Fucking... Oh yeah, Dylan also got possessed twice, but not by bad spirits, at least. Pluto? Don't get me started. Pluto. Really bad fate that happened to them. They got fucking killed, basically. Turned into a robot secretly by their lover. And get their memory wiped quite frequently. Or at least frequently in the past. I don't know why I made these, but they look pretty cool. Yeah. What other character? Colin? Colin's story is still ongoing, so we can't actually say anything for Colin yet. His story is not finished. Otherwise, I do have stuff for most people. Oh, Iris? Yeah, don't. Just a little bit of mental trauma, you know? It's just basic, you know, you got your employee really hurt, but... Oh, he actually did the smart thing, unlike everyone else, and he quit. Oh, Freddy? Oh, you kill one person and everyone's afraid of you and you get basically universe destroyed? Yeah, that's just how it is, mate. Sorry. Dude, Freddy lived one of the worst lives actually out of them. Bonnie? Bonnie's a hypocrite. And these guys are also from different universes, but Bonnie, big hypocrite. He tried to shoot Freddy because he killed one person, but Bonnie has killed, like, way more people. Like, a concerning amount of more people. In fact, it has to be at least 20, 25. Freddy killed one guy and got a gun pointed at him. Bonnie killed 25, one of them being innocent, the others being kind of psychotic mania, like, paths or whatever. And the bear killed one guy who was being a kind of really big dick. And everyone was super afraid of him. Bonnie killed so many people, but they treat him normally. I don't get Bonnie's logic. He's a pretty stupid character. But he did his redemption. Around, I don't know how long it was been at the time, so I did not check video dates. But like a few month gap, there's a series called Last Guardians with Bonnie. It's like 9 episodes, a continuation of FNAF Adventures, but it got pretty bad for him. He was captured, tortured, and generally had the worst experience of his life. He couldn't do anything though. And in the end, he was just begging to go home. Go see his friend Freddy. It's actually really sad. Because he realized his mistake about these space adventures. He was over his head. Way over in his head. And he realized it. And he regretted it. It's rare to find that type of emotional growth in any series. Poor Jeremy, but hey, what am I supposed to do about it, you know? I didn't make the series. I didn't make Freddy the monster. The monster that no one deserved. Here, you know, I generally want to do this because I am a little angry. Because I've been starting to talk about the series which does tick me off a little bit. I need to... Boop. Boop. Okay. Let's get into a bit of this lore. I've talked about this before on stream, but then again, I don't get much repeat viewers yet, so... you know... I don't think anyone will care if I talk about it again and again until someone, you know... I get more viewers. And it just... Freddy and Bonnie... Season 1, Season 2, the original series was peak for me. Freddy had redeeming qualities. Freddy was a good person at heart. He didn't hate his friends. He wasn't really much of a bad guy. He's pretty empathetic, actually. He tried to help anyone he could. He would go to different universes. He would help legit strangers who didn't even know him. He's willing to put his life on the line just to help people. And then, just kind of when it all changed. You know, they did sure they, you know, all left him in the end, but what happened in the remaster is just, it really ticks me off, I guess. The remaster shows Freddy as this kind of more violent psychopath. He has much less empathy. And he doesn't have any of that classic tune that made him him. It's more like they tried to make the character more in what he was supposed to be. More like what they wanted him to be. Or at least what Davis wanted him to be. Because he can't hold a candle to original Freddy. No, not at all. I mean, if he could actually act like original Freddy, I'd honestly be impressed, because that guy's hard to mimic. Personality-wise, original Freddy was a nice person. He could play the guitar. He had a love interest. He really had life going well for him. He had everything a guy could want. He had friends. He had technically family. He had almost a lover. He was at the peak of his life, man. And then he was basically hit with like a fucking anvil. One guy came in, threatened all his friends, anyone who actually cared for him. And he said, I'm gonna protect my friends, and, hit the guy with a fucking axe. He had to burn his suit. He protected his friends from getting shock collars on them and torture. And everyone avoids him. But he actually admits his mistake to someone who actually stayed after a while. Which is someone who also went through a really similar situation. I shouldn't have been the judge and executioner. It was wrong. Some words he said, or at least some close quotations. He admitted that he honestly did bad. That's why I didn't think he was the villain. Because a villain wouldn't have said that he was wrong. A villain would have said he was right, and he did what was right. But he didn't. Oi, you come here. Good job. But he just didn't. And he moved on with his life as a guy. Well, Revamp Freddy is a little worse for wear, I guess. He got more violent way more often. Season 1 Freddy did have violence in him too, though. That's the difference, though. Season 1 Freddy grew out of his violence. He stopped threatening people with a wooden gun, then a real gun, then a wooden sword that turned into a bat that turned into a trident with godly powers. There was some weird stuff happening every now and then. But he did change. Well, the revamp did unspeakable things. I don't like what the revamp did. I'll be so honest. The revamp made things so much worse with the portal. Okay, so imagine this. You're just living your daily life, original universe. Nothing really comes out the portal except for Chuck E. Cheese occasionally. And eventually he turned into someone who was okay and neutral at stuff, but for a while Chuck E. Cheese was kind of the only villain. And it was the most original villain they ever had. And then compare it to the revamp. And it's like they have so many weird things going on with the revamp. Which I can't tell what audience they're going for. Because it's fucking stupid. Okay, so original, they could not cuss. And they couldn't really do much. Like, inappropriate things. They could make jokes. Like, the humor was really good. Yeah, surprisingly, the humor was really good for how things were. For how simple and how they couldn't even do anything inappropriate, the humor was amazing. But then we go to the revamp side. Humor's not as there as much. There's not really any cool jokes. It's kind of middle of the road. But hey, that's livable, right? You don't need humor to have a good roleplay. The humor's there sometimes. I gotta admit, sometimes, it got me there. Here and there's some few good laughs, but overall, it's a little less. And it's probably because they have as much daily life moments. Because the original had a lot of slice of life. This one's much more narrative story based. And that's the problem with it. Let's take a start. Start of revamp. Problem A. The portal. The portal is really fucked up in the revamp. Because while they allow cursing now, and they say their audience is for mature people, it gets really just fucking a mix. You can't tell what audience they're going for because the portal's shenanigans. And that's kind of the problem. While you could kind of tell what happens, you can't really. Every time you would try to truly get what was going on, well, one little problem, the portal kind of fucks up with what you're supposed to do. Let me explain. The portal is a thing that can connect to dimensions, right? Now, of course, there is a problem with said portal. It leads to basically anywhere, and means almost anything could come out. Original? This didn't happen at all. The original had, like, limits. Really, really respectable limits. Now, the revamp, which, by the way, is trying to market to an older audience. I think. I hope. I can't tell. You gotta ask someone else, I guess, but I can't tell what audience they're marketing to. It's time for confusion. Because if you thought you know what they were doing, you'd be wrong. You wouldn't know what they were doing. Their whole strategy for whatever it is they were trying to do changed because of the portal. Now, again, I'm trying to avoid the topic as much as possible. I assume that's pretty obvious. Hopefully. But it's for a good reason. Huggy Wuggy, Skibbity Toilet, Amanda the Adventurer. Those little familiar names seem, well, familiar, hopefully. Can you guess what they did? Can you possibly put two, like, little brain cells together and think, what do those names have in common with a portal that can go across any dimension to anywhere? They went through the portal. Well, I guess they came to them. And they started fucking with shit. These fucking shitty-ass characters just walked in, started changing things. And we haven't even got to the worst part of Season 2. And of course, I think we need to go over some good highlights before we go in full-on insult mode. So, the highlights of the remaster. Well, there's no more Freddy POV because Freddy's not even, like, remotely the same. It's not even a recorder, YouTube recording it. Bonnie does have more character development moments, since he's a one-man show. Well, there's like 67 episodes, which, for one perspective, is actually almost a really good middle ground for the original. It's about 20 episodes less than what was expected. Because the original was like 190 episodes, so it's like 20, 25 difference in single channel, because it was 2 channels who made the original, not just one. So they did a really good job with it. You know, one channel, much more, you know, stuff going on, because they also had different videos, but one of the other good things, which this comes from the season 2, because they actually separated it into seasons this time. Sorry. Season 2 of Bonnie's Adventures, since there's no more crush for Freddy to have, it switched over to Bonnie, who gets a crush on Roxanne the Wolf, or whatever the fuck. And see, this is where I kind of start learning to respect the series for being its own little creative thing. Yeah, trapdoors. Oh, wait, you... Hold on. Will this pop out? Oh, they're gone. I guess if that guy was actually still here at Noel Plays Minecraft, or if you still are still here, I was banned. I was very much banned from that world. You jinxed it. They have jinxed it so hard. Inspiring guy. Yeah, but I was going on like the whole rant. Where was I? I lost track. Because I do not pay attention to the chat when I'm in a rant, sadly. I'm just doing fucking mindless tasks. What was I doing? What was I doing? Oh yeah, the whole series, like, monologue. You know what? This is really starting to piss me off. Thank you. Yeah, but... I don't know, the revamp just... Yeah, Roxanne is a love interest for Bonnie. It was certainly a choice. And I feel like as I watched it, I kind of, you know, had more respect, because I realized this is like a whole different series. Because the original series takes place around 2019, October, December. Like the whole season 1, a whole 190 episodes, released in like 2-3 months. So, pretty quick. Pretty quick. Now, I don't know how long the revamp actually took to fully publish, but it definitely took longer for less episodes, because, well, they had different upload schedules. You know, things change. But Season 2 was definitely different, but now it's time to get to the worst part of the whole series. Wrap it in a little nice bow. Time for the worst part. How do you spell little shit's name? N-O-B-E. That spells Nobi. I hate that guy. Nobi is a black and white rabbit who can't die. Like a semi-immortal. Even the fucking interdimensional people can't kill him, but they could probably trap him. And he's just generally kind of a jerk. You know? I don't like Nobi. I'll be real. A lot of people like Nobi. I am not one of those people. Nobi's very much for a specific audience. He likes to rhyme, he does things his own way. But he's just kind of boring. It's like, cool, he's this interdimensional rabbit guy. But he's kind of... Well, I'll be real, he's just kind of stupid. His whole thing is that he hates Davis's, like, with a burning passion. Which was overused in Derpy and Oatso, to begin with. He rhymes silly fucking rhymes. Which aren't even that good, by the way. They're pretty bad. He's very much a brat. He was in FNAF for a little bit, too. And he just kind of muddled around there. He bit someone's hand. He stayed with Brian for a while. He kind of just was a jerk and sat around until he left. Really not that important in FNAF, and then he was sent to the void. By a Davis, probably why he hates him so much. Sadly, you know, universes have rules and regulations, blah, blah, blah. You know, you've heard the whole spiel. I guess, no one actually heard the spiel but me. I have watched way too much of that stuff. I just think everyone's heard it because I've heard it so many times. I swear I accidentally broke a piece on the ground over here. But, you know, there's specific things that interdimensional beings can't interfere with. They got stuff called guardians. It's an interesting concept. Yeah, you got the really tall people who can actually control everything. But they also technically made the guardians, I think. I don't know the in-universe explanation because brain fog has to be the thing that I can't remember anything of. I don't even know what I just said because I'm just fucking stupid. But realistically, it's just guardians kind of regulate stuff in the universe. They don't necessarily control it, but it's like... It's oddly specific, and they mainly regulate interdimensional beings. Not beings who found their way into interdimensional travel, per se. Even though they do figure out what those beings do, and they do warn them. It's more like beings who were born outside of a dimension, or became, like, trans-dimensional. And they kind of give them, like, cryptic warnings. At least that's how I would put it, because that's what it feels like. But they give them cryptic warnings of what not to do. You know, you fuck around in a universe too much and you alter stuff, that's a no-no. You don't want to alter universes. You go in there, like, you know, peep your head in. You can talk to the people in it. You can do some light stuff. As long as you never interfere with the main story, you're chill. But if you interfere too much, which, thank God, Derpy and Oso actually explained what that even meant. You know, you kind of get, like, the equivalent of either a household arrest, execution. It's so many things that could happen. But mainly it's usually execution. That's the example we saw in Derpy and Oso, but there's definitely other things that could happen. At least from what I've observed. And there's some weird... I will say this so honestly. There is some weird obsession with interdimensional councils. There's been a total of 3. 2 of them have been destroyed. One of them's too new to figure out what's happening yet. Oh, the 3rd one holds promise, though. I know I was going to kind of, you know, separate from my original tangent about Bonnie's Adventures. I guess that's the revamp main, but Freddy and Bonnie Season 1, Season 2, and Bonnie's Adventures Season 1 and 2. I don't have a hoe on me. But, you know, there's just some very, very big differences, I guess. And just, I feel like explaining other dimensional stuff is pretty good. Because interdimensional stuff works so weirdly. And yet anyone who has not seen Derpy and Otso will have no clue how those universes even function together. Because everything is linked. It's been explained so many times how so many things could just be linked. Yeah, but there's a lot of things that are just linked together. For instance, we'll take Brian, for example, right? Brian is linked to the portal. Best example you could even give is Brian's link to the portal. What does this entail? It means he's gonna be a dumbass. There's no other word for it. He's just gonna be stupid. Because the portal will always have that slight little tug on him. Imagine, like someone having like a little ability to whisper into your head. I like that one solid JJ video where it's like Flash's main enemy. And all he does is just whisper thoughts. Like, do a nuke, do a nuke, do a nuke, do a nuke. And it just kind of happens. Kind of like that. Except it's like an interdimensional portal telling you to jump inside of it. It feels like just this unconscious urge, but Brian is stupid. And he listens to the urge without even trying to resist. If you're smart, you see where the problem is. He doesn't try to resist. At all. You give him like, an endless amount of money. And you know what he'll do? He will just ignore you. And he will just jump in the portal, and he will go, like, die. He is willing to risk his life to jump in a portal to go play mini-games. Mini-games being jumping in the portal, playing games on, like, Hypixel. Or Mindterio.net. It's stupid. And to think about this as well, most of this happened before COVID. That's when most of the FNAF verse where it was popular took place. Was before and during COVID. 2020 specifically. Had to be its peak era. While, like, modern day, it still has a pretty loyal fan base. Like me. Videos get consistently like 20k views. I'll even like some of them if they had a like goal, but most don't. Like FNAF Remastered by Pretty Depressed Productions. I could actually pull that video up and see how many views it's gotten in like the past few days. Because I bet it's something. Not sure what, but it's definitely something kind of like middle tier high. Because FNAF Remastered's actually starting to get really good. You know, there was like a bit of filler at the beginning, but overall it's really matured. I'll actually just pull that up. Sorry, I was just checking my video is still loaded, but yeah, I'll pull that up. Alright, here it is. I just googled Pretty Depressed Productions. There's YouTube. Go sit down for this. Because this is going to be some information for you. Because I do also need to watch other things in this. Yeah, because that final came out before another FNAC episode. So these FNAC episodes are getting around 5K to 4K views. But the views definitely vary. Because, you know, some episodes only get 4K, but some episodes get 7K. And I'm trying to find, because it seems like finals always get more. Yeah, 'cause some of these are getting 12K. Oh, and the April Fool's video got 7K. I don't know. They got a lot of videos. And they make them pretty frequently. I'm trying to find the start of FNAC Remastered. Yeah, the start of FNAC Remastered had 20K views. FNAF Investigators, 10K average. I don't know, they did some really good modeling with this. Dude, in the Season 5 finale for original FNAC Minecraft roleplay, also really good. I guess I gotta rewatch the Season 5 finale, because it's probably the best one. A little bit of context. FNAC was actually one of the later started series. It didn't ride off the popularity that all the other ones had. It was only slightly connected by the time, you know, it was actually, well, popularity was gone by the point that it was noticeable at all. I can't feed him yet, but by the time, you know, people actually started to like really watch it and get into the series, the popularity did fade like a little bit. And the Season 1 of FNAC is actually mostly gone, but it's still pretty good. You can also just use the remaster as a basis for what kind of happened Season 1, at least the first few episodes. There's also the very original episode which is archived. So, yeah, you can kind of piece together what happened. Possession, all that bullshit stuff that happens in FNAF stuff. But it is a good series, and I've actually made like specific labels for the original. You know, I got Season 1, which is just kind of the forgotten starting season. Season 2, which, like, the build up to the lore season. Season 3, which is just it's just an interesting season overall. Season 4 is the filler season. And Season 5 is the lore season, because it has some of the best episodes, but not the most views by, like, anything. It's stupid, because it's definitely the best season. But yet it's so unwatched. Anyway, I think that's enough Minecraft for today. I know most of the time all I did was farming, but we had to get food sometime. We'll save the world. Oh, that saved really quick. I did not expect that. Well, it's nice seeing you guys here. Bye-bye.